Cooking with Kidz presents Pesto Sauce. Pesto Sauce.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Cooking with Kidz. Please excuse my appearance. And my youngest is in the background. She's eating some berries. So today we are going to, ooh, sorry, honey.
We're going to make some pesto sauce today.
We're making pesto sauce. The pesto sauce that you can make is really easy. You just need a few ingredients, and it's actually great if you use it on top of, you can use it for pastas, a marinade for chicken, you can use it for, for a sauce on top of a pizza. Perfect. So what I'm doing is I'm lightly toasting some pine nuts. All right, so let's see if I can get this to actually down. There we go. So we've got some pine nuts. They're lightly toasting. It takes about, I would say, probably a good 5 minutes to toast them. And you want to move them around. The reason why, just put it in the living room. The reason why you want to toast your pine nuts is because you will get a lot of nutty flavor from them, not including the cook that's making this, but you will get a lot of a nice toasty, warm nut flavor from this. Pine nuts work the best, and it's traditional for a pesto sauce. If you cannot use pine nuts, you can use any type of, I would say maybe a walnut, even a pecan, but I would still recommend toasting them. In here, I have some fresh basil. All right, you want to include the stems because that's where you're going to get a lot of flavor from, not just the leaves, but from the stems as well. So let me check my pine nuts here. Those are beautifully toasted. I'm just going to let them stay warm in here in my pan. So in your food processor, you might have to do this in batches, which is what I think we're going to have to do, because you don't want to overfill it.
Yeah, because last time Mommy brought the blender.
Yes, and that was doing cheese. So I'm doing some basil. I'm going to add a couple cloves of garlic. I'm going to do about 3 cloves of garlic. All right, or as we like to keep, as I like to call it, a vampire's breath mint. Keeps the vampires away. All right, so I'm going to add to this a couple tablespoons of pine nuts. If you have a larger food processor, you can leave my garlic out, sweetie. You could obviously probably fit it all in at once. So we're going to add some Parmesan cheese. All right.
That is grated feet.
Or as we like to call it, grated feet. So a couple tablespoons of that. You can eyeball it however you like. All right. We're going to add to that some salt and pepper. You don't really need to add too much salt because you're going to get a lot of saltiness from the Parmesan cheese. Did you eat all your berries? How'd you do? You did pretty good.
I'm going to do the pepper.
And then, that's not the pepper. The other one. Okay, well, let's set aside the blackberries then, Annabella. All right. So here you go. Crank it a few times.
Can I help too?
Absolutely. You all can help.
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
Let's try to, okay, that's perfect. You don't want to add too much pepper because otherwise you'll lose a lot of the flavors of everything.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add some extra virgin olive oil. All right. Start off with less because you can always add more. Okay. So
Can I do the button?
you can do this button, and your sister's going to do the next one because I have to do this in batches. So we're going to pulse this. Come on over. You're going to push the button.
No, wait.
Oh, she's doing okay. So once my little chef is ready, she's gonna. I'll start it, okay, and then you can finish it, okay? Okay. All right, you're gonna come over here and mix it up for me?
She's almost done.
Okay. So you're gonna want a nice clean container to put your pesto sauce in if you're not going to use it right away. This does refrigerate very well. I would say a good few weeks or so. You can even freeze it in ice cube trays, and you can just take them out when you need them. You can even freeze it in a container and scoop it out when you need it. All right, come on over, Missy. All right, let's push the button on the pesto. There we go. That's perfect. Now, before you put it in your container, just give it a quick taste to make sure. Oh, that's perfect. You have the right amount of salt and pepper and Parmesan cheese and garlic ratio.
That tastes like tabbouleh.
It's well, tabbouleh uses parsley. This has basil, so I'll take that. All right. So we're gonna finish off our pesto. We're gonna do the second batch. So that's about how much I got with the first batch. All right. I'm gonna add
really good.
the rest of my basil.
Which is my turn, Anna. I know.
And when you add the toasted pine nuts to the pesto sauce, even while they're still warm, it gives you a better idea of how this is going to taste once you heat it up. All right. Again with the Parmesan cheese. Okay. And you know what? The other side would be so much easier to do. Let's go ahead with that. Hang on. All right, now why don't you add 3 cloves of garlic for me? Yeah, go ahead, add the 3 cloves of garlic.
Can I do this after this?
Hmm?
Can I do this? I mean, can I?
You're going to do the salt for Mommy.
Okay.
All right.
This is so good.
2, 3 cloves of garlic. Again, you can add more garlic if you would like. Sure, sweetie. Adding some oil.
And some salt.
So we've got the salt there. Annabella, why don't you shake it off in there? Are you ready? Bring that closer to you. There you go, baby. Put your sister's pepper there. You're doing a great job. I would say maybe about half a teaspoon. Thank you so much, Sweet Pea. That's good. That's good. You don't want to make it too salty. I would say about half a teaspoon or so of the salt. Again, eyeball it. All right, I think that's perfect on the pepper. You want to go put it back? And then I'll let you get started on the food processor, okay? Let me just get it started first. Okay, go ahead.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah, she is. You want to pulse it or run it through your food processor? Technical difficulties, I'm telling you. You're going to want to run it through your food processor for probably a few, about 30 seconds or so. All right, and let's see how we did. All right, let's show our folks at home what it looks like. It's going to look like a giant, ooh, we have some basil that just did not want to get chopped in there.
Can I do that one?
No, your sister's going to do it. Okay. And that happens sometimes. We want to make sure we pulse it all up and emulsify it perfectly. All right, let's see. All right. I think we're good. You want to taste it?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Can I get out the blade?
Hang on. Mommy's got to pour this in. So I love to make my flatbread pizzas with pesto sauce. And then what I do is I put like fresh mozzarella. If I don't have fresh mozzarella, I use regular mozzarella cheese, some nice heirloom tomatoes, grilled figs on top. You can even use goat cheese.
Ew.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Let me tell you. All right. So that's how you make a nice pesto sauce.
But we're not done yet.
Yes, we're done with this. She loves being in the kitchen. So again, this is our pesto sauce. Okay, this is probably about a cup of pesto. We don't pick our nose for the pesto. All right. Again, 2 nice bunches of fresh basil. All right. You will also need 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. The bigger the batch, the more garlic. Of course, if you want to kick it up a notch too, you could add like 6 cloves of garlic. It depends on how much pesto sauce you're looking to make. All right, in your pesto sauce, you're going to want to toast some pine nuts. And when whatever pine nuts you don't use, keep them in a container, put them in your freezer. They'll last you forever. All right, you can do the same thing with bay leaves. Put them in the freezer. As soon as you buy them, put them in the freezer. They'll last you forever until you need them. Again, pine nuts in a skillet, nicely toasted. Turn off the heat, let them still stay warm. They'll still stay warm in the skillet. Then you transfer them into your food processor when you're ready to use them. You will also need a few tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil to about... No, not for breakfast. You will also need probably about 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil. The more pesto sauce you're looking to make, the more oil you will need. Extra virgin olive oil works the best. You can use coconut oil, but I would recommend the extra virgin olive oil. And then you add your Parmesan cheese, some salt and pepper to taste, put in your food processor, and emulsify it. And there you go. Quick and easy pesto sauce. So I'm going to put this in the fridge, because I'm actually going to use it hopefully tomorrow. And I'm going to make my flatbread pizza for myself for tomorrow. My girls will make their own pizzas however they want. So that's how you make a nice, easy peasy pesto sauce. Again, if you have an allergy to pine nuts, you could use toasted walnuts and toasted pecans. I would not recommend using a hazelnut because a hazelnut is very strong and distinct. Whereas with a walnut, you know, it's a little bit of a different taste. But for my personal preference, I prefer the pine nuts. Actually, another nut that works out great that just came to mind is pistachios. Make sure when you purchase them that they're shelled and unsalted. If you buy the salted pistachios, that's fine. Then you don't have to add the additional salt to your pesto sauce. So, emulsify it, put it in a nice container, put it in your fridge. The longer you kind of let it sit, the more the flavors get to marry each other. They're like, hey, I do. All right, then you just use it to spread out a pizza. You can use it in a nice pasta with chicken and broccoli and artichokes. You can even use it with artichokes. Fresh artichokes.
Broccoli, because that's good.
Oh, yes. Pesto sauce on broccoli. Okay, I don't think anybody wants to look up your nose, honey. So thank you so much for watching Cooking with Kids, our pesto sauce edition. And we will be doing another video maybe tomorrow when I do the pesto.
God bless.
And God bless. Thank you.